Look, joining me now is Arshad Hasan. He's the executive director for Democracy for America. First, I got to ask you, Arshad, do you have the seed of Islam in you?
Yeah, in fact, I do have the seed of Islam in me.
Yeah.
But actually, my family is a lot like yours, Cenk.
All right. So now, look, guys like Franklin Graham claim that they're, like, oh, they're American, right? They're 100% American. So I have a question for you, Arshad. Since you, are Muslim, what percentage American are you?
I was born and raised in North Dakota, just like Ed. And that, I think, is the most important fact for that one. I'm as American as anyone else who's American, who says that they're American.
See, that's what I'm driving at. I mean, these guys think that they have a monopoly on being an American, but we're all just as American as they are. So, I mean, what do we do?
Nothing makes you the arbiter of declaring who's American. I mean, that's completely ridiculous.
Right. So what do we do with a guy like Graham? I mean, of course, he's got his First Amendment rights, but the things he's saying are over the top offensive. So what's the answer?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that our members at Democracy for America have been doing in the past couple of days, especially after all this dialogue about is Obama a Muslim or is he American enough? One of the things that we've pledged to do is actually to have these conversations. I'm not going to be able to change Newt Gingrich's mind about what he thinks about Islam, but actually I will be able to talk to my neighbors and my barber or the guy down the corner shop. We actually started this pledge where people will actually go in their neighborhoods and have these, and these can be really difficult conversations, and actually just talk to people. I'm not going to be able to change Sarah Palin, but I am going to be able to talk to my neighbor. If it sounds wrong, question it.
Well, the guy whose mind you got to change, ironically, of course, as you know, is the person who founded your organization, Howard Dean. Let me give you a quick quote from him on MSNBC from last night, and we'll play that for you.
I don't side with the race baiters on the Republican side, and I don't. But 65 to 70% of the people have a real problem with this. Now, I don't think they're all race baiters.
So, you guys have an interesting internal beef. How do you address that with Howard Dean?
It's not a beef at all, actually. I have the greatest respect for Governor Dean, and so do our million members at Democracy for America. Now, we do have a difference of opinion, and it's perfectly fine to disagree with somebody, and in this case, I do so respectfully. That part of the clip that you just played actually is right on. There's a lot of people who are just never going to change their mind, right? I mean, it's kind of not even useful. But there's also, I think the majority of Americans really are open-minded and want to learn and want to discuss these issues. I mean, I think this is an opportunity for us to really engage Americans. When Barack Obama was getting elected, people were asking, well, can we really elect a black man? But we had the discussion, and he led it, and we did. So I'm actually very hopeful that we can turn this into an opportunity.
Right. Well, if you continue to talk to Howard Dean, can you change his mind? Because, I mean, presumably you think he's wrong on this issue, right?
Yeah, actually, we just had coffee this morning, so it's not like there's like a feud or anything. And he comes from the same place that I do. And that would have been a scene.
Okay, I hear that they're going to do a wrestle-off at the Dean household between Jim Dean and Howard Dean on this. Is there any truth to that?
No, it's our favorite bakery.
Okay. All right. So how do you resolve it?
But I mean, we're coming from the same place here. I mean, he's coming from a place of compassion and a recognition that we really need to engage and talk about religious freedom and what it really means. That's also the same place I'm coming from. So, there's a debate over, the location of a particular structure, but I think the most important locations are the ones in our neighborhoods. It's your neighbor or it's your, corner store. I think that those are the locations that we ought to engage this debate. So, I mean, I took the pledge and I had a conversation with Governor Dean. And I think if you go to Democracy for America and sign that pledge, I'd actually like to hear about all the conversations that are going on around the country. I think it's actually really inspirational.
I would have gone harder. I would have at least arm wrestled him, but that's your call. All right. Arshad, thanks for joining us.
I had some of his scone.
Okay. Libs. All right, getting along like that. All right, thank you. We appreciate it.